Hi, this is North County PC Solutions, and a while back we showed how to back up an entire system drive and all your software uh, with basically the click of a button using EaseUS Toto Backup Free Edition. That's right here. Um, One of the things I didn't go over was if you need to partition your hard drive or resize it. Um, it's a good idea to have your backup on an external drive and an internal drive. Um, just because if you use the internal drive, it's a lot quicker when you transfer your system back over. And you got this, excuse me there. So it's really a pretty easy task. You start by going to Start. Right click on Computer, and you Manage. And from Manage, just click on Storage. There's a left click on Disk Management. Now, for some reason, I don't know what file system it is that I'm using right now on this. It should be NTFS, but it's having a problem partitioning a hard drive over 3 terabytes without making it a lot smaller. Like take off an entire terabyte. There's a kind of a 2 terabyte limit there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit off of drive 0. Hopefully there won't be problems with that. So to start, before I can partition, I have to create a little bit of space. What we're going to do is shrink the volume. Right click, shrink the volume. And it's calculating how much wiggle room we have to work with right now. It's important when you're partitioning a hard drive, especially the system drive, you want to be careful how you resize the drive because you have your operating system and your data and stuff on there. You don't want to mess up your operating system and your active partitions. The other thing is, whenever you have a system drive, it's a good idea to never entirely use up the drive. It'll slow down the processes of your computer. Rule of thumb is have unused at least 15% of the drive so you can do caching off the drive and stuff like that. And it's taking a little while to figure out how much space I have to work with here, probably because my media drive has a ton of stuff on it already, so it's got to make sure it doesn't overwrite some of that stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a really small partition just for the sake of practice here. We're going to go with about 20 gigs. Shrink the partition. Left click on that. What it's doing right now is it's taking the L drive and it's unallocating 20 gigs of drive space. That's actually going to be shaved off the L drive. Oh, and if I didn't mention it, this is pretty much the same as doing on Windows XP and stuff like that. It's pretty much the same procedure for most Windows operating systems. While it's doing that, I'll I have, I think, 3 internal drives and an external drive here, so what might happen is Windows might get a little bit confused. So I might have to assign that an actual drive letter. So right now it's got the unallocated 20 gigs now. So now we're going to create a new simple volume. And there it is. We're going to use the full size that we unallocated. I could make that smaller if I wanted. And we got to assign a letter. For now, F drive is fine. We'll use that. And you want to use, if you're using Windows 7, you want the NTFS format, New Technology File System it stands for. But there's also FAT32, File Allocation Table, for the older systems. You can right click on your drive usually and check that stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and name this volume. We'll just call it Practice. And generally speaking, you can just do the quick format, so it's a lot quicker. You don't really need to completely format or wipe the drive. Finish. And there it is. Windows already saw it, and it's already said, hey, do you want to open that up? Okay, that's pretty much all you do. Now, if I want to put that back onto my L drive, if I change my mind and I don't want to do that, it's basically reversing the steps. I'm going to right click on it again, and going to, where we go here, we're going to delete this volume. That'll delete this logical F drive. Now that space is unallocated again. Now I can go back over to my L drive. Now instead of shrink, I'm going to extend the volume, and it's going to show that total 20 gigs that we took away from it. We're going to re-extend that partition. Finish. And there you go. It's the full size of the drive again. This is a really good practice for backing up your system on a secondary partition on your drive, or if you're going to have a dual boot system, you're going to need to partition as well. It's also good for if you have a lot of media, music, photos and stuff like that that you don't want to lose if your hard drive ever crashes. If you put it on another partition and your system crashes, it's a little easier to take that drive, stick it in another computer, and retrieve your information off there, your photos and videos and stuff like that. Okay, this is a pretty simple one, and that's it. Thanks for watching. This has been North County PC Solutions. Take care. Bye-bye.